What's up, you guys? Welcome to the Crest of Courage card game channel. Today I'm going to be doing a deck profile on my Phoenixmon deck. So the bird is the word. Without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so starting us off, we have 4 Yokomon from BT13, and this thing just simply has on deletion, if you have a red tamer in play, draw 1. Pretty simple. Now, that's kind of the main focus of this deck. If you don't already know, a lot of the strategy of this deck revolves around getting deleted and activating some of your powerful on deletion effects to, draw cards, play tamers, play out other Digimon, all that kind of cool stuff. So, of course, we just want to have a solid on deletion effect to start with our Yokomon egg. Alright, on to our level 3 rookies here. So starting us off, we got the BT11 Biomon. This is, of course, our main searcher. We're playing 4 of this Biomon. So it has on play, reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 red Digimon card with vaccine in its traits, and 1 red Tamer card among them to your hand. Bottom deck the rest in any order, so really powerful to search for any red tamer as well as any red vaccine Digimon. And then you also have on deletion, if you have a red tamer in play, gain a memory, so that's keeping up with our theme of getting deleted. So yeah, that's just our main one you want to be hard playing to get your searches. There's a lot of tamers in this deck, so we do usually end up seeing a tamer and a Digimon, which is great. So there's a lot of value with that one. Next up, we have the new BT13 Biomon here. Now this says, on play, if played by an effect, by returning one of your Christy Daemon to the hand, this Digimon may digivolve into a Garudamon in the hand, ignoring its digivolution requirements, and without paying the cost. And then you have on deletion, draw 1. So again, a good on deletion effect there. And that on-play effect is great if you can manage to play it out. We'll talk about later what Christy Daemon does, but we do play 4 of her, and she does have an on-play effect that gives one of your Digimon on deletion play a Biomon from your hand or trash, so it kind of combos well where she can give on deletion that on deletion effect to one of your other Digimon, and then if they get deleted, you play out this Biomon when played by an effect. You can return your Christy back to your hand and just kind of warp Digivolve her straight into Garudamon, which is really awesome. And then last but not least, rounding out our rookies here, we have also 4 of the EX1 Biomon. I only play this one for the inheritable when attacking once per turn. When you attack a player, draw 1. So when this Digimon attacks a player, draw 1. So yeah, it's just another nice little, thing to up our consistency, draw more cards when attacking and everything. This could basically be any other Biomon if you really wanted to. It could be the starter set Biomon that is a blocker. It could be the BT2 Biomon that has on deletion gain a memory, which is pretty nice because you can kind of just digivolve that on your Yokomon, play a tamer. Turn 2, you just yeet it at security, and you usually end up gaining it memory and drawing a card. So that's kind of nice too. But yeah, for now, I just like the consistency of getting some extra draw power from this one. Alright, but moving on next, we have our level 4 champions. So starting us off, we have our BT11 Birdramon here. Just, your average 2 cost to Digivolve. It just has blocker and an on deletion effect that you may play red tamer from your hand with a play cost of 4 or less without paying the cost. So that's pretty nice. It just gives you, that on deletion play a tamer, and it's just a nice little blocker. So it's useful, and being a blocker, odds are it'll get deleted. You'll usually get the Yokomon draw 1, as well as one of the other effects from the other Biomon to draw 1 or gain a memory or whatever. Then up next we have this Birdramon here, all the way from BT1, so really old school. But the reason we play this is for this on-play effect here that says one of your Digimon gains security attack +1. For the turn. So it's really nice when you play this out by an effect. You get that security +1, usually on your Phoenixmon, and we'll get to that combo later. I'll explain it more, but it does come up quite a bit. And play cost of 4 is also kind of nice. You can just hard play it for 4, and if you have the memory, then you can give something security +1 and just attack with that, and not bad. And then we just play 2 of the new BT13 Aquilamon. This one has on play, when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less, and also has on deletion, draw 1. So keeping with our themes there, you have a good on play or when digivolving effect, and a nice little on deletion effect as well. Neither of those are super powerful though. Early game this can kind of come up, but it's kind of whatever. And also, this does not have vaccine in its traits, so it is not searchable from our Biomon. That's kind of the main reason I'm only playing the 2, because its effects are kind of meh. They're fine, but they're nothing game-changing, and it's not searchable anyway. So usually we want to be getting something from our searches, so these are the main ones we're trying to get. And I will say that there is a promo Saberdramon coming out soon, hopefully. I don't know when, but that thing is amazing, and that would definitely shake this up. I'll just tell you guys right now, in the future, if Saberdramon hopefully comes out in one of the next couple sets, I'd probably just straight up play 4 of that and cut each of these down to 3 and just get rid of the Aquilamon altogether. I think that would be my champion line for when that comes out, whenever that may be, but that's going to do it for our level 4s. All right, but moving right along to our level 5 ultimates here, we have, first of all, our BT11 Garudamon, who does have the pretty much exact same effect as the BT11 Birdramon. So it just has blocker and an inheritable on deletion. You may play a red tamer with a play cost of 4 or less from your hand without paying the cost. So same on deletion effect, same, just being a blocker. So yeah, it's just nice, having a pretty decently strong blocker and a pretty good on deletion effect to get out a free tamer. And then this is our main Garudamon here. This is really the best one from BT13. On play or when digivolving, you may play 1 red tamer card with a play cost of 3 or less from your hand without paying the cost. Super powerful to be able to get out just about any of our tamers in the deck. And then you have on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less, which not super powerful, but it is a lot better than 3,000 or less, so I'll take that. But yeah, this one you really want to be seeing this one to digivolve into to get out a free tamer is super valuable. And that's pretty much it for our level 5s. Not much to it, just another blocker with a decent inheritable, and then the new one is the main one you want to see. I will say that this one with the blocker, it's not the best one ever. There's a couple other Garudamons you could try out. I was doing some testing with, I think it's the BT1 Garudamon that has piercing. BT2 Garudamon has when attacking, draw 1. And then it was the EX1 Garudamon doesn't do anything, but it has an inheritable, when attacking, gain a memory or something like that. Can't remember off the top of my head now. So those are all fine too. I would say I do like the when attacking, draw 1 from the BT2 Garudamon, maybe the best. But I don't know. Those are some other options. Honestly, I'm just hoping we get a better Garudamon soon, because I kind of don't like the fact that this one is exactly the same as the Birdramon. When you digivolve, it doesn't really feel like you're getting anything different other than 2k DP more. So yeah, but this one is really, really strong. But anyway, that is it for our level 5s. All right, level 6s. It's really just the BT11 Phoenixmon. This one is kind of a flex spot, and I think it's kind of funny because it's also just a big red bird thing. But the main one you really want to actually be using is Phoenixmon. So we're playing 4 of it. It just has your turn once per turn. When a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, you may activate one of this Digimon's on deletion effects. So basically you attack, remove a security, and you get to use this on deletion effect, which is you may play 1 red Digimon card with avian, bird, beast, animal, or sovereign other than sea animal in one of its traits and 3,000 DP or less from your hand without paying the cost. For each red tamer you have in play, add 2,000 to the maximum DP this card can play by this effect. So 9 times out of 10 you're going to have at least 1 tamer in play by the time you get this thing out and attack with it to remove a security. And that is where the combo comes in with our BT1 Birdramon, because you can play that basically for free with this thing's on deletion effect, and then that comes into play, has its on play, give one of your other Digimon security +1 for the turn, which can then give this security +1, and since it's still mid-attack, it will still check a second security at that point. So it's a really cool combo. I did see it was officially ruled that way, so it's really fun to be able to pull that off, and it does come up quite a bit. An extra cool thing is our Akiho, one of our tamers. She can also be suspended when you play a Digimon from an effect, and then they can gain rush for the turn, so then that Birdramon could then attack immediately, which is really awesome. So anyway, that's pretty much the combo there with these Digimon, with the Phoenixmon being able to play stuff out. Or you could always just, go straight into another Garudamon or something, because it has on play a Tamer. If you already had a couple of Tamers, you could get out a Garudamon. So that's really awesome too. Yeah, this is really heart and soul of the deck, Phoenixmon. It's really what all the kind of effects flow around and work around really nicely. And then this thing, like I said, kind of just a flex spot. It's kind of just funny. It's another big red Firebird thing. So I just threw one of this in here kind of for fun. But when Digivolving, your opponent chooses one of their Digimon. Delete all other Digimon other than this Digimon and your opponent's chosen Digimon. For each Digimon deleted by this effect, gain 1 memory. So that's nice. It can come up in certain situations. I do feel like this deck struggles to get more than like 1 stack out at a time. If you are going wide and you have a couple of Biomons and you get up to this thing and your opponent also has a couple Digimon, then, the being a 5 cost to Digivolve might not be that bad, because you might end up getting 2 or 3 memory back from this, plus whatever from any of their on deletion effects as well. I would say if you really wanted to, you could run 2 or 3 of this thing and swap the Biomons out for the Biomon that has on deletion gain a memory. That would definitely help out with this thing. Just swarm the field with Biomons. But also has your turn. When opponent's Digimon is deleted, this Digimon gains security attack +1 for the turn for each of your opponent's Digimon deleted. So this thing can just swing in with its 13k DP, hopefully checking 2, 3, 4, who knows. Yeah, in a perfect world, that can be really powerful, but it doesn't really come up nearly enough. I did try 2 of it for a little while, and yeah, I just cut it back down to 1, because you just don't really want to see it. It also doesn't have vaccine, because it's a virus apparently, so you can't search it. It's unsearchable, at least by the Biomon. So yeah, in certain niche situations when your opponent has a huge board, you can go into this and it can kind of save your life maybe, but for the most part, you really just want to see this Phoenixmon. All right, next up for our Tamers, we're playing for Christy Damon, and she is, in my opinion, the best of the Tamers currently. Close second is Akiho, but this one is really good. Now, start of your main phase, if you have a Digimon with Bird or Avian in its traits, gain 1 memory. So just about everything in here has Bird or Avian in its traits, so you're gaining a memory. And if you have multiples of these, you can gain a ton of memory that way. And then you have on play, one of your Digimon gains on deletion. You may play a Biomon from your hand or trash without paying the cost until the end of your opponent's turn. So that's really strong too. If you play this out when you have the Birdramon blocker, then your opponent attacks, you block, maybe your Birdramon gets deleted. At least you can still play your Biomon, who could then, since it's played by an effect, if we're talking about the BT13 Biomon, you could return this to your hand and Digivolve it straight into a Garudamon, who could also have blocker, so it could then block another attack. So that's one trick. Or you could Digivolve into the Garudamon to just immediately play her back out again, which is another powerful thing to do. So yeah, it's a fun little recursion effect there, and some memory gaining. And yeah, she's great. Next up, we're playing 3 of Akiho. And honestly, you could just play 4 of her. You could remove this guy entirely and just play a 4th one of her. That's fine too. But anyway, she's great. You have on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 red Digimon card with vaccine in its traits among them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Then your turn, when you play a red Digimon card with avian, bird, beast, animal, or sovereign, other than sea animal, in one of its traits by an effect, by suspending this tamer, that Digimon gains a rush for the turn. So that's what I was talking about earlier. You can suspend her, give whatever you played out from Phoenixmon rush for the turn, and that's really awesome. Also, kind of combos with her as well, because let's say you were to play her, attack with a Garudamon or something, it gets deleted, you use her on deletion to turn it into, to play a Biomon for free. Then you could suspend this Akiho to give that Biomon rush for the turn, and it could also return Christy to your hand to Digivolve into Garudamon, who could then attack again. Boom. So that's a cool combo you can pull off as well. So yeah, I like the synergy there a lot. And then we're, last but not least, just playing 2 hero just because he's our memory setter. Just starting your main phase, set your memory to 3. If it's less, you know, gotta have some of that. And then he just has the generic effect that your turn, when you attack with a Digimon that has Gamamon in its name or is level 5 or higher, you may suspend this Tamer to have one of your Digimon get plus 2000 DP for the turn. So that's really nice, just to get a little DP buff, which we're sorely lacking in this red deck, and as well as just, you know, being a memory setter. So we're just playing a couple of him for that. I would love to see maybe in like BT13 if we can get a Sora that is a memory setter that has some kind of other effect that combos with these two. That would be just a great little trifecta of, you know, the 3 bird girls that all have Biomon. So I can't wait for another really strong Sora, hopefully, to replace him with in the future someday. As of me recording this, I have no idea, but I hope we get one soon. Anyway, that does it for our Tamers. And last but not least, we'll check out the option cards. So currently for options, I'm just running 4 red memory boosts, which, as you probably know, just gives you that main effect to reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add a red Digimon card among them to your hand, bottom deck the rest. Then you have the delay effect to trash this card and gain 2 memory. So that's, you know, all it is just a little more search power, and as well as gaining memory later when we really need it. Sometimes there's those turns where you just need a little bit more memory. You really need to get up into your Phoenixmon to start doing your big combos and your big plays. And so playing 1 or 2 of these in the early game can help you, you know, push further and get Phoenixmon out quicker. And yeah, that's pretty much all the real reasoning is for that. You could definitely switch those out for some other things. 4 is kind of a lot. I've been thinking about cutting it back to 2 or 3 and play something else. But for now, it's been working actually pretty well for me. So anyway, next we have Crimson Flare, which has main, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8000 DP or less. Then, if you have a red Tamer in play, activate one of the on-deletion effects of one of your red Digimon with Vaccine and its traits. So that's really strong. 5 cost just to delete an 8k or less isn't too bad, but then you get to use one of the on-deletion effects of one of your Digimon, which is another reason I like to have these, because if you get set to 3, you can, you know, trash one of those for the 2, actually play this, delete something, use the on-deletion effect of your Phoenixmon to get out another one, you know, suspend the Akiho to give it rush for the turn, and that kind of helps you have one big explosive turn. So the red memory boost does come up. You could maybe just do a 3-3 split of those. I do really like the Crimson Flare a lot. It's the only thing that lets you use one of your on-deletion effects, or that can kind of combo in a way that lets you play out a Digimon. I haven't found any other red card that lets you play out a Digimon by an effect to be able to combo with the rest of them. So for now, this is all I'm running because I like to see that combo come up as much as I can. All right, you guys, so that does it for this Phoenixmon deck profile. If you enjoyed it or got anything out of it, make sure you smash that like button. It does help me out a lot. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos if you enjoy Digimon TCG content like this. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.